All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You are here in the home with a slightly above average ship review and some other miscellaneous stuff. Anyway, I thought I would take a look at this new game mode, PvE operations called War Tales. Who is War Tales for? War Tales is for a player who is bored with really bad teams and getting steamrollered every match. War Tales is also for the contingent of players who play mostly against AI, but want a little bit of a different experience. I don't think these are based off of any historical events, at least this first mission didn't appear to be. But who knows, maybe some of them are. I've only played it once in this match you're about to see. It's a good way to earn credits and stuff like that, because that's how wargaming is enticing people to play. So for the match you're about to see, I took out a low tier ship. I would imagine if you took out a higher tier ship, you could make a lot of money. I think Tonic TZW has a video on his channel from a while ago where he got over 1 million credits maybe in a match. So this mission is called Bleeding Heart, and we are in Kanaya's Suvorov. Now I feel very thankful I chose Kanaya's Suvorov for this match. Here's a look at the team. I guess we're down tier. Clashorn, Rattlehead, myself, a New York, and a Langley. I don't know how those teams are determined, if it's random, like if you could have 4 destroyers and a battleship or whatever. I'm not motivated to know because I don't intend to play this very often. But I wanted a low tier ship because sometimes it makes it easier to dominate the opposition, and whether we actually dominated the opposition, I guess that'll be up to you to judge. All right, so Cunningham gives us our objective there. Escort a damaged allied ship. So essentially, if you've done any of the Halloween ops, Saving Transylvania, this is the same kind of format. It's not on the Halloween map. You don't have the cool or weird consumables that the Halloween ships have. But essentially, you are escorting Transylvania. It's an escort mission. So when you're here in the circle, in theory, you should be healing up and stuff like that. I didn't really pay attention to that. There is the friendly ship, which is on fire. Clearly, he needed to use fight fire with fire in his commander build, and he did not do that. All right, so we're warned that enemy forces are going to provide resistance along the route. There is a Jusano and a destroyer behind him. So I mean, that's pretty good AI. That's pretty normal. Here, I didn't understand what these ribbons were about up top, so I just ignored them. But if I was going to choose one, at least initially, I would choose experimental shells. That's going to be up there for most of the match because I just wasn't paying attention to it. I'm more concerned about killing enemies. All right, Dante Algieri, we're going to get these turrets on target. Torps coming in. We really can't avoid them. We're not fast. In fact, we're slow. But we'll damage Khan, and then we'll fire 4 turrets at Dante Algieri. Do a pretty fair amount of damage there. I'm going to switch my attention to the front of the ship. Again, if you're not me and you're much smarter, you could hit the RB or LB button to choose one of these 2 things. Again, it's not lit up, so I didn't think I had access to it. There, I may have inadvertently lit it up for a second. Wrong aiming point on Gisano. Yep, that did not get it done there. I think it's actually a little bit farther back. All right, we have 3 assistances and no kills yet. We're going to eat another torpedo. Didn't really do any damage. Because we were slowed down, we dodge a couple other torps. There's the magic spot right there. 1 salvo, 1 hit, 1 Citadel, 1 kill. All right, another Gisano out there. I guess AI really likes the Gisano. Kill number 2. Still haven't figured out what I'm doing up here with the ribbons. Finally, I hit it when there's no one around because I'm an idiot. I didn't realize it had a timer on it. So don't do that. Don't do that. Wait until you have multiple enemies, then select the ribbon, and then you could use it to its maximum advantage. Like probably a minute and a half ago, I could have really used it instead of right now. All right, another Gisano out there. I'm going to adjust my aim here. And we're sailing out of the circle because I don't care. Cunningham tells us we're halfway there. Oh, thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks for that pep talk. Looking back, the ship has lost about a third of its health. So we know we got a couple of destroyers. We got Gisano. I'm slowing down here. Gisano is behind an island. And there is the Turbine, which is one of the worst destroyers on the planet. So I'm going to avoid him. The enemy should have had Ensign Gabolde with those Tier 7 torpedoes. All right. Gisano is dead. Switching to AG. And there are a couple of Turbines and another Gisano out there. And really, I have no fear from any of these ships. Their torpedoes don't do enough damage, even though I have 2 damage cons left. I am not really worried about any of the ships on the map. So if you are a really awesome battleship, I would imagine the Agincourt would just tear this up like no other. You know what I mean? Kanaya Suvorov isn't especially dominant, but I would imagine a dominant Tier 3 or Tier 4 would really wreck it in this game mode. All right, kill number 4. We are reloading the HE and backing up at the same time. I was like, can I get some healing? Yeah, he changed direction, just like just like Transylvania does. So I get no love. That's all right. All right, a couple battleships in the background there. We'll deal with them in a minute. Gisano, we've got HE loaded. He is under torpedo attack and manages to dodge all of the torpedoes. And we wiped him out with HE for our 5th kill. No medals. So, yes, that's a Kraken, but no medals. All right, turning in. I'm going to do what I advise people not to do. I'm going to turn against my turrets. Now, you can get away with it on this ship because it has a wing turret on the rear. So it's really not a huge deal, although that rear turret does have to go all the way around. But I wanted to present a different profile to the attacking ships instead of just being parallel to them. So these shots aren't going to do a lot of damage. Turrets are very, very slowly meandering around. And you can see the blue team hasn't lost anyone yet, which I am pleasantly surprised. Although I think in the beginning, some of the destroyers were way out there doing whatever. So I'm not saying they were doing a great job. There, the escort ship rams one of the destroyers and is shoving him all over the map. We totally miss out on a kill there. That's all right, though. And now I'm going to turn back against my own turrets, hoping to get into the healing space, even though I really don't need it. I've only lost about 5,811 hit points, if my math is correct. But yeah, I'm just trying to get back in the circle. I don't feel there's enough ships close by to the escort ship to kind of protect the escort ship. So we're trying to move up, and I'm just scanning. I have no idea what that battleship is doing way over there. All right, the Allied ship has reached safety. Prepare for the final stand. We're going to prepare for the final stand by all crashing into each other. That's why they call me bad company. Scanning for the enemy. There's an enemy ship. Toronto. All right, and another cruiser and a Soros. So these are all Italian ships attacking on this side. And I have another choice to make, and I just blithely ignore it because that's what I do. When you don't understand why you're getting it, you don't understand that it's time to activate it. And so I'm just going to probably ignore this for most of the time. I was probably thinking to myself, could this fucking ribbon get off my screen? I don't care. So I could have done even more damage in this match. I am just not doing this, wink wink, nudge nudge, in order to keep it fair for the computer and for my teammates. All right, we are shooting at whatever ship that was, probably Toronto. Oh no, much closer enemies over here. You can see we got a destroyer 5 kilometers in closing, a couple of Dante Algiris, and maybe another Gisano. So I'm going to ignore those other ships because really it's just me and a cruiser over here against this side of the map. So I'm doing what I got to do. All right, Soro is coming out from behind the rock. I can't even get 2 turrets on target. But I can get 1, and I totally miss. All right, we're going to turn. Try to get some secondaries in action. Also because I'm trying to shield the important ship. Anyway, we kill the charging Soro. We shield. Is it a Vanguard? Whatever it is. And we're going to start shooting at Dante Algiri. And here's where it's like, teammate, you really have to be up my ass. You really have to do that. You're not going to be taking shells in place of the other ship. I am. So we hit the rock. Thankfully, he did something. Backed up, I guess. Another destroyer. He's not even paying attention. He's not even shooting at the destroyer. What good is a cruiser if you're not shooting at destroyers that are 1.8 kilometers away? God fucking damn, son. So we will do what the cruiser did not do. Probably because he has no idea that thing is even there. And it's the destroyer's own fault for not launching torpedoes. He could have me for lunch. All right, another kill there. We are now up to 7 kills. Dante Algiri, we're still backing up. Our armored caboose is a great thing here. Gonna try to go through the bow plating and don't really do a ton of damage there. There's another enemy ship on the other side of me. The cruiser is dead. The aircraft carrier is dead. It's just me and a battleship and a destroyer is humping a rock pretty far away. All right, secondaries are going off. Someone gets the kill of the Clash Horn right next to me, but we could have easily killed that with secondaries. Moving forward now, we still have tons of health left. Am I going to switch? I am going to switch targets to the closer. Is that another Dante Algiri? Take him out. 8 kills. We're going for 9 kills and the match ends. Because we got a message from Cunningham that said our escort ship was safe. All right, here on the victory screen, we ended up doing 124,632 total damage. 4 assisted kills, 8 kills, a couple of Citadel hits. We ended up with 168,436 silver, 2,600 ship XP, 2,800 commander XP in Kanaya's Suvorov. In the Bleeding Heart Wartail, we aren't even number 1 on the team with 8 kills. We're number 2. The Rattlehead, who I probably complained about the whole match, was number 1. Anyway, I don't know. I just didn't see a lot to make me come back to this. And you probably won't either. Anyway, love to hear what you think about Wartails, I guess. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me what you think.